Well, getting a move on, let's connect with Sanjay Manyal as well of ICICI Securities to talk a little bit more about the Burger King IPO and whether or not you should be ordering it. Sanjay, just basis the kind of commentary we heard out from the management, as well as just going by the kind of financial metrics in terms of the same-store sales growth vis-a-vis what we're seeing for some of the peers, does it look attractive for investors?
So yes, it does look attractive from 2-3 points of view. One is that they have very aggressive plan for the expansion. They have a 700 store target by 2026, which looks pretty aggressive, considering the fact that their peers, specifically McDonald's, have only grown to 500 odd stores in last 20 odd years. So their plan, so they probably will be benefiting from the experience of the incumbent, and that probably would result in some advantage to the Burger King. Second, I believe they have an advantage of post-COVID metrics, where a lot of unorganized local restaurants have closed down in last 8 months, and many of them would not really open. So I think QSR industry as a whole has the ability to fill that void or fill that gap, and specifically Burger King would be expanding at this point in time, would really give them some advantage of that. Thirdly, they because of the COVID, obviously they will be negotiating the lease rentals. Some of them probably they can negotiate for a longer term perspective, and probably they will get the benefit of that. So I believe their model seems to be as of now more of a banking or the leveraging on the delivery and takeaway part, and that's why the store size seems to be smaller compared to McDonald's, which probably will give them the advantage, or they would be able to take the advantage of these food delivery apps, which have really expanded in last few years. So it looks attractive from the business model perspective, and it looks attractive from the valuation perspective as well.
Okay, fair enough. But don't you believe that it's at a bit of a disadvantage being one of the late entrants within the QSR space in terms of growing their market share?
So I think that this disadvantage probably have been neutralized by the fact that in the period where they have grown, specifically from 2014 to 2018, where there was a disruption in the McDonald's North franchise, and if you see their restaurant opening or restaurant proportion is very skewed towards North as of now. Almost 50% of their stores are from the North, and I think they got that advantage. So probably that factor has really neutralized the disadvantage of being a late entrant. Simultaneously, they will be able to leverage the food delivery app expansion, which probably has been a phenomenon from last 3-4 years only. So I don't think there will be any major disadvantage for them.
Okay, fair enough. Just want to understand then what exactly is going to be the pecking order for you within this space. Very limited players within the QSR space, but now with Burger King making its entry, how are you looking at the overall order?
So obviously, it's if you see only that three major entities, you can say. So Jubilant obviously has a much more advantage of being the biggest player. They have the scale. They have the advantage of higher gross margins. Their ticket size is much bigger, so they remain the leader in this space. More importantly, what I would understand, then second rank must really go to the Burger King, because I think they will have the advantage of smaller store size, and they would really be leveraging the delivery and the takeaways part of the business. So I think that should largely be the case.
Thanks very much then, Sanjay, for joining in and giving us a view as to how you're looking at the upcoming IPO and whether or not that Whopper is worth a bite. With news that the index is currently at 13,095, we're quiet for the Sensex as well, down nearly 100 points. Far more traction within the broader universe, up nearly 0.5% or so. With that, then, we'll wind it down from the entire team that put the show together. Thanks so much for watching.